Hey guys, welcome to week 2 of Life Groups. It's Pastor Matt, and just want to welcome you. What an awesome week we had last week. And if you're a guest with us this week, you're a brand new friend, welcome. We want you to know that this group is for you to have people to talk to ask questions, to be yourself, and to have some fun and laugh. And so we're super excited to have you here. I hope you guys are having a good time, and we're going to jump in. So last week we talked about Luke chapter 10, verse 27. And we talked about loving God with our mind, our will, and our emotions. So the things that we think about and the things that we feel, and how we can feel love for God, and we can think about things, and how we can love God with our thoughts and love God with our emotions. And so today we're going to talk about loving God with our will, loving God with our strength. And so I'm pretty excited about this week. Luke chapter 10, verse 27 says this, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind. So that means that in everything that we are, we have the ability to love God. And so this week, we're going to talk about what does it mean to love God with our strengths? What does it mean to love God with our giftings, with our passions? And how can we love God by what we do? And so today, we're going to talk about loving God practically and what that looks like. And so we're going to talk about 3 different things. We're going to talk about loving God by working with excellence, loving God by going the extra mile, and loving God by honoring Him with your gifts and your talents. And, as we go through life, there are a lot of things that maybe excite us and are awesome. And then there's things that we can find boring or exhausting. Maybe there's certain classes in school that you really enjoy and certain classes that you cannot stand. And the ones that you enjoy are like lunch and PE, and that's pretty much it. And the other ones you just can't stand. You don't like sitting in a class, hearing a lecture, hearing a teacher, go on and on and on. Maybe you don't like taking notes. Maybe you love taking notes. Regardless, we all have things that we enjoy or don't enjoy. And in everything that we do, we can love God by our strength and by our work ethic, which means whether we're going to school, we can love God by our work ethic, by doing our homework, and by doing it as excellent as possible. We can love God by going into work and being there on time, and that's a way that you can show your love for God. There are many ways that we can show our love for God by what we do. And so working with excellence is one of those things. This is something I had to learn the hard way. When I graduated high school, I pretty much could skate through honors classes. I was able to not study. I was able to maybe copy off of somebody else's homework if I procrastinated. And it's not something that I'm proud of, because looking back, I didn't honor God with my work ethic. Honestly, I didn't honor God at all with school when it came to high school. And what happened is when I went to college, I noticed that I had built a system of not honoring God with my schooling. And in college, it's pretty much embarrassing. It's one of my biggest failures. If I can pinpoint something in my life where I say, man, I failed miserably, I would say it was my work ethic in college. I slept in. I didn't take class seriously. I probably have more F's on my transcript than I do have past classes. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but my GPA is somewhere below a 2. And that is something I did not honor God in. It was a strength that God had given me, knowledge, the ability to work hard, but I didn't honor Him in it. And in college, I noticed the backlash. I saw, man, I am failing God. If you were a teacher for me in college or in high school, you probably may not have known that I was a Christian based on my work ethic, that I didn't work hard or strive. And so that is an area where I did not honor God. As I got a little older, I began to work at a restaurant, Applebee's, and I began to notice, man, God, I need you to shine through my work ethic. And so where I failed in college, I learned this very simple thing, that prayer is powerful. And so every shift before I went into Applebee's to serve, I would pray, and I would say, Lord, I ask that my work ethic would be unto you tonight. That I would serve my coworkers, that I would serve any guests that sit at these tables, and God, that you would get the glory, that you would keep me positive, you would keep me encouraged, that I would work hard and help me excel so that when people see me, they see you. And that was a prayer I had before every shift. And that was a way that I was able to honor God with my strength. And where I failed in college, I began to learn a work ethic in the workplace. And so, hey, maybe one day I'll be back in college. I want to go back. I want to fix what I feel like I failed at. And I want you to know, if you're in school, which most everyone probably is, but if you're in college or if you're in high school or in middle school, don't take that for granted. God has given you knowledge. God has given you the ability to study and to learn. And we live in a country where we get to do that, where a lot of third world countries do not. And so, man, we are a blessed country to be able to grow in knowledge. And so don't take that for granted. If you are sitting here today and you're like, man, I did not finish my homework. Hey, after group, go home, finish your homework, and say, God, I want you to get the glory through my schoolwork. And that's one way that you can love God, through your strength. And so we can love God when we work with excellence. We can love God when we go the extra mile. And extra mile could look like maybe doing the bonus question or getting extra credit. Going the extra mile could be going out of your way to pick somebody up or bring some extra lunch money to give that away to somebody. Loving God through your strength, and then honoring Him with your gifts. And what that means is, in your heart, you are saying something. And here's the bottom line. Here's what I want you to get. Here's what I want you to walk away with. That the way that we love God with our strength is by saying a very simple phrase: "In all that I do unto you." We love God with our strengths by making this statement in our heart. We say, God, in everything that I do it unto you. And so that is what it means to love God with your strengths. That means if you are going to work out and you want to be physically fit, God, I am working out because in all that I do unto you. That means if you're doing your homework or you're studying for a test, God, in all that I do unto you. That means if you're getting ready to play your sport or you're headed to practice, you need to be the best person, not because you score the most points, but because your heart is in the right place when you show up to your sporting event. And so you say, God, in all that I do unto you. If I'm the top scorer or the worst scorer, if I'm the number one passer or I never even get playtime, God, in all that I do unto you. And so how do we love God with our strength? It's wrapped up in that one statement. It means that we have a good work ethic. It means that we're going to go the extra mile. We're going to help, we're going to assist, and we're going to serve. And it also means that we're going to honor God with our gifts. That we're going to know, God, I am who I am because of who you are. And so this week, we're going to ask a couple of questions. What type of strengths and gifts do you have? We're going to go around the room and share those. Maybe there's strengths and gifts that you're honoring God in already. Maybe we can learn from each other and how we can put God first in all that we do. Or maybe it's areas where you're not honoring God. And that's okay. God is speaking to you tonight because He wants you to know that He wants to get the glory out of the things and the gifts that He's put inside of you. And so whether you walked in today knowing what type of strengths and gifts that you have, or maybe you don't know, that is why we're here. We're going to discover our gifts together. We're going to discover our strengths. And maybe we'll find some freedom in areas in our life that we didn't have before. And so we're going to ask God that in everything we do, in all that we do, that we would do it unto you. And so let that be your heart. Let that be your prayer. Let that be the anthem statement as we go in this week and as we love God with our strengths. I love you guys. I'm super excited. And I just want to end this video with one quick announcement. We have the shift coming up this Friday, and I am super excited. If you have not seen it yet, the invite is out on Instagram. It is called Pancakes and Pajamas. We are going to have a flapjack face-off, which means a pancake eating contest. Bring your craziest pajamas or your craziest onesie, and it's going to be a good time. So we're going to do a throwback event. It's going to be really good. So invite your friends, man, grab those pictures, post them on social media, and let's get the word out. Let's have an amazing event reaching students in our community. And I'm excited to see how many pancakes you can throw down. So, hey, let's go around the room. Let's share about our strengths. And I will see you all Friday night at the shift. Love you guys. And can't wait to see what God's going to do. See y'all later.